The Radio 2 Piano Room with Vernon Kay.
Right, here we go. We are back for day 3 of Radio 2's Piano Room Month, coming to you from the hallowed surroundings of Studio 3 at Maida Vale. And let's welcome the Libertines. Welcome, gentlemen, to BBC Radio 2's Piano Room. It's a joy to have you with us. Got Gary, got John, Carl, and Pete. Hello, welcome. We're going to kick off with a classic. What are you going to do, please, Carl?
Don't Look Back into the Sun.
Now you know that your time has come, and they said it would never come for you. Oh, my friend, you haven't changed. You're looking rough, you're living strange, and I know you got a taste for it too. But I'll never forgive you, and they won't let you go. Oh no. Never forgive you, I say won't let you go. Oh no. Don't look back into the sun. You cast your pearls, but you're on the run. And all the lies you said, who did you say? But when they played that song, if the deck is going, started fast and the ends so slow. And all the time just reminded me of you. I never forgive you, I never let you go. I never forgive you, I never let you go. I know.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. What a great start to the Libertines in BBC Radio 2's Piano Room. And, of course, as always, thank you to the BBC Concert Orchestra. Awesome stuff. Now, when we started on Monday, when we had Bruce Hornsby start playing on his keyboard for The Way It Is, everyone smiled and recognised that tune for the sentimental reasons. Everyone had the same look on their face in the piano room, but for a different reason. That brought pure joy. Because I think it's a tune where, when we heard it the first time, we thought, oh, blimmin' heck, this is good. And then you play over and over and over again. It's such a strong, powerful tune. Pete, just take us back to when you guys wrote it. Different times, but can you remember what it was like constructing that tune?
Paris, I think. We started writing that song. I think we were trying to work out how to write a big... So basically, Don't Look Back in Anger
was a song we were knocking about, trying to nick that, and then also Ride Into the Sun by the Velvet Underground. So Don't Look Back, Into the Sun, they've got similar chords. So we started with that.
And then we, just for copyright reasons, then we moved away.
Yeah.
And then we just found a riff, and it wouldn't leave us alone with it. It was just, you had to keep playing it. And then we had that place opposite Sacré-Cœur.
Yeah. We rented that flat off the lady from the from PS.
Yeah, and all the spoons went missing.
Yeah.
But there was that. But there was the. When you were going to cook for me, you were throwing potatoes into that playground.
No,
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what, there's got to be one of those biopics of you guys, because the stories that we've heard throughout the band's history, some are funny, some are emotional, some are painful, but it's got to happen. It really has got to happen, because just saying that we rented a flat in Paris and someone nabbed the spoons and then we started throwing potatoes, there's a story there in itself which I wish we had time to really get into, but unfortunately we can't. The track has been used...
The story is, we started that week, we were supposed to be staying for 3 weeks, and obviously thought we were terribly romantic, being in Paris, with our guitars and our skinny jeans, and then we started the week really well. On the Monday, we wrote Don't Look Back Into the Sun, and on the Tuesday, he effed off back to London, and that was it. That was the end of our session. Do you remember?
Something entirely sure that's
There was
right,
something happened.
Yeah, after when the potatoes ran out, you started throwing fireworks into the playground.
This is all seen this. I don't remember
You see,
that at all.
I think I've teed you up for the
I remember
deal.
coming back to the flat and you were gone, and that was it. But it was productive for that. We got a great song out of it that we're still getting mileage out of.
You see, I'm looking through you guys, no
what
offence.
might have been.
And I can see John going, yeah.
Heard it all before.
Yeah.
Potatoes, fire.
Yeah.
I know.
But it has been used in film, it's been used in telly, the Verve have covered it as well. Such a powerful, strong tune, and we're so glad that you did that one. Absolutely love it. I know you've had a difficult time in the band with everything that's gone on, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But we do this thing on the show called the BBC Archive, and we found some great archive footage of you guys with Zane Lowe. Just listen to this.
Do you see a long-term future for the band?
Well, both Peter and I are fervently for not giving up, and you can't get everyone's attention and say you've got something to give them and then not. So
Yeah.
I think whatever happens through thick and thin, I'm going to do my best to
Keep it together.
Yeah.
And you did. What do you think of that time, listening to that back? Like, because, Pete, I saw you go, oh, gosh, here we
I thought
go.
it was going to say me. I thought it was going to be me doing the Derek B song, but no, that was beautiful. I've never heard that one. That was
Yeah,
lovely,
it's good.
yeah.
It's really nice. And people in the studio watching you guys perform, and you've still got that kind of bromance thing going on where you're looking deep into each other's eyes.
He doesn't like that. He doesn't like that when you say that stuff.
Sorry, I apologise, but it looks good. Anyway, what was it like recording the new album, All Quiet on the Eastern Esplanade?
We should know, really. We've been answering this question a lot recently. Well, with the first two albums, me and Carl would write the songs and rehearse them up, and we'd go and bang, 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 record it all live. But this time, we did a lot of writing in the studio with little scraps of ideas or kernels, and it was the four of us really playing through them, chopping and changing them, recording it as we were writing it. We just found a really good spot with the producer, didn't we? And he seemed to just be able to get us all together, and we wrote 6 or 7 songs quite quickly and recorded them, and then we really had to knuckle down and get the other 4 together. So quite an intense 4 or 5 weeks.
Carl, was that process different to how it's been in the past?
It was a bit more together. I think we were all really focused this time more than before. And I think the amount of time we've spent together over the years, we're much more open to each other's ideas, and all the sort of like territorial squabbles we used to have. They're behind us now, I like to think. So it was different. I mean, but we got 25 years of chemistry, haven't we? I'm glad it's going that way anyway. It could have gone the other way.
Yeah, good. And we're glad too. And one track that we've been playing is the next track that you're going to play. You're going to play Shiver.
Last dream of every dying soldier. Well, I've seen you there, flowers in your hair. The last dream of every dying soldier. Well, I've seen you there, flowers in your hair. It's all too much today, the old girl gone away. Giant
king of every dying empire. Just let it die, sit back, enjoy the ride. It's all too much to bear, the old girl gone away. As the tattoo standing hits the ground, another coronation day. Shiver, 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 the army of love. The top and tail, Arcadian finding reasons to stay alive, not to die at 25. Shiver, 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 shiver,
From the moment we started playing that on Radio 2, it got a huge reaction from listeners. Started off as 2 separate tracks, didn't it, Shiver?
It started off actually, one of the first things we ever wrote together like 27 years ago. It's been floating around for that long. And then we wrote something in Jamaica, and it was basically the middle eight is the only fragment of that, and that was the whole song. And so we jammed it about a bit and then played it with the boys and ended up like this. Bit of happy hardcore and piano.
It sounds like you're all in a good place. It sounds like everything's all right. Pete, were you surprised by the reaction from the Louis Theroux documentary?
Was I surprised? Yeah, I think it was better reaction than I could have dared hope for. But I don't know, he's one of the last sort of trusted mainstream figures we have, do you know what I mean?
I do.
Maybe he holds the whole thing together, Louis Theroux. Some people who maybe had a certain idea of me, they've seen that and now they're like, just like, oh, all right, Pete, saw that Louis Theroux thing. I thought it was quite balanced.
Was it difficult for you to sit down and be as open as you were with him? I know he is a great interviewer and he allows people to speak, but for you personally?
I think once I get going, I just tend to... So really, maybe I should be thankful that he left out certain things, but then again, I thought I had some fucking amazing one-liners that he didn't put in. Okay, remember my joke about the bare knuckle fighter? Right off the cuff, that. But yeah, you can't win them all. You know what I mean?
No. Well, it's good to have you back. It really is. You've been doing a series of small gigs, intimate gigs, in venues where you guys kind of started off, right, up and down Great Britain. What's that been like?
It's great. It's back to the coalface, you know, like being like toe to toe with the crowd. I mean, this is what we did for years. And yeah, you really get a feeling of people being so excited about being in the present there and then. And it's just, yeah, if it looks in people's eyes, it's magic.
It's tricky because the big gigs, you need to do them, and they, you know, they can be cool, and they are, and that's where the pennies are really. But the small gigs, even though really we're running at a loss to do them, it's the best place to play the new songs, especially to people. They can really listen to them. You don't feel like something's getting lost in the... It's not I don't like it loud, but something sometimes gets lost when you're so far away from the crowd and the speakers are so big. And
I would imagine that those gigs kind of bring it all back to why the band started, and now with the new album and everything, it's kind of like, play it intimate, let's get back to what we're known for, what we're used to, and then go and do the bigger stuff. This must be really nice, actually, to go and play a small
squint, you know what I mean? You could pretend it was 20 years ago, you know? It's like, for the kids, I mean, at the front, they can be like, yeah, the young libertine.
Yeah. We've got some questions from listeners, so get ready for this.
Hi there, my name's Saoirse. I was actually visiting some Irish relatives last year and I found out that Pete is my fourth cousin. So with that being said, my question is, where is your favourite place to perform in Ireland?
Yeah, so I played in Cork last year, and it's the first time I'd really met my grandfather's brother's kids. And just because, you know, various family things, that side of the family had never really connected, but it's quite emotional for me, you know what I mean? But one thing he said to me was, Pete, the sea will always find you. Yeah, it doesn't answer your question, does it? One day I'd like to play Cheek Point, which is where the Dohertys, established their fishing dynasty, and then old Ted sort of made his way to London, Paddington, and so my dad was born. But yeah, the sea would find you.
There's a lyric there, Carl. The next one is from the previous artist in the piano room, which was Beverly Knight yesterday. This is what she wants to ask you guys.
Hello, lads. It's me, Beverly Knight. Tell me, what was your favourite subject when you were at school?
Carl?
I used to like drama, actually.
Pete?
I'm thinking of one particular school I was at where the history classes really, really interested me, because this teacher, he was so into trying to drill Marxism into these kids who were just not having it at all, and they used to try and grind them down, but I learned quite a lot from him, I think. His body language especially, he was always like flailing his arms when he made particular points, which can be quite powerful, you know what I mean, history and politics. So.
Fair enough.
What was your favourite subject at school?
Well, art, we had an amazing art teacher who did exactly the same thing as your history teacher, flailing around, get really excited and enthused about stuff. But I also had a very laid-back, chilled geography teacher called Miss Gilbertson, and she was great. And I think she realised that I could do it, but I couldn't actually do it. But the way that she taught me, she enabled me to be all right. I got a B in geography, GCSE. So thank you, Miss Gilbertson. Yeah, she was only tiny. She was about 4'3", but yeah, she was very nice. It's funny how you remember those things when you asked about them. Poignant. All right, so it's time for the last track. Please introduce it, Carl. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
This is a track that means a lot to us. It's by Arthur Lee and Love. It's called Alone Again Or.
Said it's alright, I won't forget all the times I've waited patiently for you, and you will do just what you choose to do, and I will be alone again tonight for you.
To enjoy more sessions from Radio 2's Piano Room, you can watch on iPlayer or listen on BBC Sounds. Just search Piano Room.